Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Sorry that it had to end this way. No reason to pretend. We knew it had to end someday this way.
I don't hear nobody out there. Hold it down. Hold it down. Give it a green bell. One time nobody stopped in the front. Big guns from the building. Street back Cannon. I'm back it up.
Lulu right up under me. Something not right. He's not feeling well. I don't know what the deal is, but he hasn't been feeling well. He's been very clingy for the past couple of days. I don't know why, but he's been very clingy. Yeah, anyway, y'all gonna show me some mercy until we get this dog a CPAP. I know this. Frenchies also communicate with snoring too. Lulu. Y'all just show us some mercy. All right. Continue reading Keep the Faith by Faith Evans. One of you guys in the comments was like, I don't want this book to never end. Me neither. But when y'all find out what the next book is, ooh, the paying members already know. You other bitches, y'all gonna have to wait. It was time to make a lot of decisions, and there was no one else left in Los Angeles to make things happen. Miss Wallace was going to have to trust me, and we were going to have to work together. I wasn't with Big when he died, but I was still his wife. I couldn't be concerned about how I would be perceived or what people were thinking about me. I had to focus. Think about what Big would have wanted me to do and just get it done. First, we needed to find a funeral home that could prepare his body and then arrange for him to be flown back to New York City. Later on that afternoon, we went to a nearby funeral home. The associate there talked us into purchasing a $15,000 solid oak casket. He told us that it was the best one and it would be sturdy enough to support Big. Jan had to get back home to Tiana, so we got a car to take her back to the airport. Miss Wallace and I stayed for one more day to take care of some last-minute details. I need to go to where this happened, Miss Wallace said on our last day. Are you sure? I asked. Faith, I never got a chance to say goodbye to my son. I couldn't even touch him. I need to see where he was at that moment. Take me there. Miss Wallace, CJ, and I arrived back in New York on Thursday, March 13th. Big's body had been flown out and was at the Frank E. Campbell Funeral Home in Manhattan. We wanted to have the service right away, but Miss Wallace's sister was getting married that weekend, so we were going to have to postpone the funeral for a few days. It was a bit unsettling knowing that Big was not at rest, but it made more sense to celebrate before we grieved. Yeah, we had to have Christmas first before we put our mother in the grave. It was hard, y'all. Opening presents from my mother, knowing that she was gone, man, that shit was so hard. I knew that Big had been dating Tiffany at the time that he died. But I was his wife, and I had responsibilities I had to deal with. There really wasn't any room for me to befriend any of the auxiliary people in Big's life. I wasn't cool with her when Big was alive. There really was no need to try to force a relationship because he died. Word. Bitch. Word. I got business to take care of. Fuck your feelings. In addition to cleaning and straightening the house, we had to make sure we knew where all Big's assets were, including his 3 cars. He had a Mercedes sedan, a Chevy Suburban, and a Land Cruiser. Since he didn't drive, different people would have them, and we wanted to make sure they were all accounted for. Eventually, we figured out who had what, but his Land Cruiser was in Philadelphia at Tiffany's house. We had the dealership call to confirm Tiffany's address. And then Miss Wallace told her that it would have to be returned. Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Sorry that it had to end this way. No reason to pretend. We knew it had to end someday this way. It's not that I am making fun. I'm not making fun of this man's death, okay? Because it hit me when I found out that Biggie died, like it hit y'all when you found out that Biggie died. Let me tell you where I was. I think it was the weekend. It was probably Sunday. And I was headed towards my paternal grandmother's house over there on Capitol Hill. And I'll never forget it. Either I was heading there or I was coming home from there. But I'll never forget that feeling. Never. And this is back when we used to listen to the radio, because they actually played good music then. It wasn't the same music over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It was basically in that period of time right before radio became more about the sponsors and payola than about the music. When they announced on that radio station that Biggie Smalls, it was dead or had been shot and is now dead, baby, I felt like I lost my boyfriend, my real life boyfriend. When they announced that shit on the radio that Biggie Smalls was dead, I was in my car both times when I found out that Tupac was shot and when I found out that Biggie was shot. But like I said, I wasn't a really big fan of Tupac. Now, reflecting back, Tupac was an outwardly in-your-face asshole. Biggie was an old behind closed doors asshole. He tricked me, like he tricked all of us, right? So they basically was the same immature, womanizing person. It's just Tupac was in your face. I'm a ladies' man. I'm a womanizer. You see what it is. Buck up. I don't like nobody that put his hands on bitches. I don't like nobody that take advantage of women, period, okay? And because a woman is stupid or a groupie, some men don't think that they deserve respect, okay? But anyway, getting off of that. The worst thing a person can do is make somebody else your retirement plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been told that I live a soft life. I didn't even know that that was a real thing. Somebody had to tell me what that meant. And it means that I live my life without stress. They say that because of who I'm married to. But like some of you all know that I have my issues with my wife. And just because you're not financially strained don't mean that you can't be in a mental place. I'm better, but it's still an issue for me. Part of the reason why I had to go back to work was that I found myself sacrificing my integrity for comfort. There are a lot of sacrifices. Don't think that it's not women married to athletes, actors, rappers, whatever, and they are making huge sacrifices to be in relationships with these people who are financially leaps and bounds above them. Now, Charli Baltimore looked at Biggie as her retirement plan because, as the book says, that woman was devastated when they came and got that car. And to me, it wasn't about that Biggie gave her the car as a gift. It was more so about the status of having the car as a gift from Biggie. Your boyfriend just died. Fuck that car. Okay, you can get back on the bus. Get your own goddamn Land Rover. Get out there. Do what you can do. You got a pussy in between your legs. Sell it, goddamn. I mean, everybody else do. Someone, I can't remember who, told me she had a fit, crying and saying that Big gave her the car. Well, Tiffany, I mean, if it's a concern and you want to keep the car, girl, just pay for it. Take over the note. Put it in your name and take over the note. If you want the car that goddamn bad, but obviously she couldn't afford the note. So now, what girl, anyway. Although I know that there was a sense of glee inside of Faith's heart. Charli Baltimore, fuck your feelings, girl. We got business to take care of. Okay, I don't give a fuck if you get back on the public transportation. We don't give a fuck. Girl, we got to take care of this business. We had the dealership go to her house in Philly in the dead of night and put that truck right on a flatbed and bring it back to Teaneck. I had no sympathy for Tiffany. That car wasn't paid for. I didn't know what arrangements she had with Big, although I did find a wish list of things she wanted from Big. But we had to secure his property and pay his bills and keep everything organized at the same time. We were working out the logistics for the funeral. Yes, girl, I ain't got time to make sure that my dead husband makes your fantasies come true, girl. He's dead, girl. So all that wish list, all those wishing and hoping and praying, all that shit is null and void, girl. We got to take care of business now. She had to learn the hard way. Never make somebody else your retirement plan. You got to be your own retirement plan. Okay? I think now she has a daughter on Love and Hip Hop, something like that. I mean, sometimes your children can be your financial plan. You know who the fuck you are. If you watching, bitch, I'm talking to you. Faith goes on to talk about how she even tried to hurt herself because of the fact that Biggie was gone. Oh, these bitches showed their ass. So y'all finna be like, nay, you a bitch. Won't be the first time somebody called me that. Faith and Biggie was only together about 2 years, and Lil' Kim is like, oh, we been together. Maybe they've been together for 3 or 4, I don't know, okay? Charli Baltimore, out of the 3 women that we know of in this span of his success, because it's probably a lot more. Matter of fact, one of you in the comments has said that Charli Baltimore said he was cheating on her. Now, if he ain't cheating on her with his wife or Lil' Kim, it's probably somebody else, somewhere else, some other light-skinned bitch. But if you've only been with him for a small portion of this span, it can't be no more than a year. It can't be, okay? And you mean to tell me you finna take yourself up out of here for a man that you only been with a year? You can't love him that much, girl. And then I'm like, okay, he done showed you something spectacular in the small amount of time that y'all been together. Girl, you've been broke longer than you've been rich, okay? You have to know. Please do not tell me that you do not know how to get to the money without this ninja, Biggie. Okay? You do. I know you do. Because like I said earlier, I think you got a child on TV right now. I don't know if it's Love and Hip Hop, but it's one of them damn reality TV shows. Okay? She's just as beautiful as Charli Baltimore. But girl, my God, being young. I seen this one girl, she was messing with this rapper dude, all the gifts that he bought her. You know what this bitch did? When it was over, she went on the Instagram and sold all that shit. Word. She was on here selling Chanel's. You know this Chanel. I'm selling it. This Chanel, we paid $12,000 for this. I'm selling it for $7,000. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. That's what the fuck you do. You sell that shit. Don't none of them materials matter. You should have been stacking that money.
baby. As soon as he would have bought me a purse, I'd have took that shit around there to Chanel, and I would have fucking returned it. You heard me? And then right now, Chanel ain't my best friend anyway, because I found out the history of Chanel. Okay. Charli Baltimore, girl, it was a hard lesson to learn. You learned it.
This is what, he was telling me. So as far as I knew, they weren't together at all in any sense. But I know that, Big being the guy that he was and being a young guy, obviously he still had feelings for her. He married her. But then he also wound up having a baby with her while, we were together, which was crazy because at that point, we had been together for a while. And, I didn't know he was going back and forth. Obviously, he had to sit me down and tell me, listen, Faith is pregnant. So,
How did that go when he told you that?
That did not go well. That did not go well with me at all. He was just like, I'm going to take care of my responsibility and, take care of my baby.
I did understand that I wasn't the only woman in Big's life. In all honesty, I never had been. But for whatever reason, he'd married only one of us. And so the responsibilities had fallen on my shoulders. Lisa, the girl who had been a go-between for me and Big in LA, told me that she'd heard Tiff tried to commit suicide when she heard about Big being killed. And then Miss Wallace told me how Kim was crying, telling her that she was coming with her and Jan to Los Angeles. What did you tell her? I asked. Miss Wallace rolled her eyes. I said, over my dead body. Neither of us had any patience for catering to the feelings of people who probably genuinely loved Big but didn't have an official place during such a sensitive time. I'm sure Tiffany and Kim were both distraught and grieving, as we all were, but I just could not concern myself with their needs. Word, fuck your feelings. I ain't got time for your feelings. I got business to take care of. I might not have known my mama, but I knew when it was time to take care of business, that bitch was always there. You hear me? Always there. Now, I only seen her 2 to 3 times a month growing up. But if she called me and she was like, Nene, what's popping? Oh, Ma, they told me I'm about to fail the 10th grade. What? That bitch was there. And she conducted magic while she was there. That's all I know. Because you ain't about to fail the 10th grade, girl. It's about to be okay. We about to get this action. I didn't fail the 10th grade. We know that much. The Frank E. Campbell Funeral Home has held services for foreign dignitaries and celebrities like Frank Sinatra. It's swank and elegant and full of cherry wood furniture. There are several meeting rooms with plush sofas and fireplaces, and they did their best to make the atmosphere less depressing.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. Riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride. Hey, hey, on the south side. Ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. We like that good. Say what?